Ford Ranger, Day 8, Ford Ranger rocker panel repair, passenger side. The Sureform. So, taking this Sureform, and why the Bondo is still a little moist. It was about good. It said you can do this about 20. It sets up in about 20. Well, I had some stuff to do, so I'm back at it here about 50 minutes later. But I'm just knocking off the high edges here before I throw some 40 grit on here and sand. You might have saw in Day 8 Part 1 where I applied all this stuff. Now I'm just knocking it down real quick with the Stanley Sureform, or what they call it, the Sureform half round blade. There you go. The reason why I'm using this is I don't want to gum up my 40 grit sandpaper unnecessarily. I have good 40 grit sandpaper, and I figured I can sand a little bit quicker using this. There we go. Yep, this is working as intended. Just work it at angles. So, as I'm working this, that little round area I was talking about, that kind of bowed in, it came out, this filled it up pretty good, and I didn't really use that much. I mean, I couldn't tell you in a measurement wise, but looking right up, putting it in there, shoot. When I welded everything in with the weld patch, which, to tell you the truth, I can't even tell you where I welded now, because I've tried to get this panel as straight as I could. So we'll see. Like I said, the proof is in the pudding, really, right? I mean, when it's all said and done and painted up, then we'll see what it looks like. But I'm very happy with very excuse me, very little Bondo I have used up to this point. My goal was literally just to try to get this straight underneath, and when I was taking a look at things from the side, let me put on a dust mask. I'm gonna put this on to try to save myself. Like I said, use any type of PPE as necessary, folk. And there you go. Using 40 grit, then I'll switch it up again. I'm using you can see this motion, X motion here, X motion here on this rubber sanding block. Buy it at any auto supply store or chain store that sells auto body stuff. It was like $5. Now I'm just coming back down here and That's straight here. If you see me waving my hand, I'm just getting the dust out of my face. And as always, when it's all said and done, I will show you the finished product. One day I'll get all fancy and get me one of those time-lapse cameras. But right now you're tantamount to watching paint dry. So there we go. Yep. And it hardened up really good. I mean, I probably, like I said, it's literally been an hour. I'm sorry, an hour since I put this on here. It was good about 30 minutes ago. But down on the left quarter panel, or right side quarter panel, there's a couple of dents in there that I've been using my hammer and dolly to get some of those dents out. Practicing on that. Had a proper setup of camera, I could show you what that more or less would look like, but hammering out some dents in the right rear quarter, and that's what I was doing with my, while this stuff was drying. And it looks a lot better, other than the right wheel well has some really bad Bondo from the previous owner. It's cracked and fallen out, so I intend to rectify that situation by putting in a new wheel arch and doing that. That'll be a future video later on. Later on, I should say. Switching up sanding blocks here. I'm not concerned. My whole area is here. This, I can get it really flat and level. I'm just using an old sponge block. It conforms really nice to this curve. I can't tell you how long this video is going to play. I'm just going to let it roll. So if I'm talking and it goes out in mid-sentence, oh well. Because my camera my HDR 220 15-year-old camcorder kind of just times out after a while. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's with no motion or no activity or something. All right, let me take a look here midstream, and I'll show you what it's looking like just after 5 minutes of sanding, maybe 10 minutes of sanding. Obviously that's 40 grit, nothing fancy. I just lightly touched out with 40 grit. but nothing fancy, right? I'm gonna get that all sanded in, then hit it with 80 and then like 150 and then 220. Alright, I did that so I can know what I'm looking at for posterity's sake. I'm moving on to go. Daylight's burning. Burning, burning, burning. I wanted to get some primer on this thing, but I don't know. Kind of had a late start this morning. So you can only do what you can with the time you got. I can't imagine. I got dust flying everywhere. Thankfully, I got a dust mask on, so I can age to a riper, older age. So my truck just turned 168,500 miles. It's gonna be time for its oil change. Oh yeah. 168. It's already February 12th. I started this project officially on January 1st of this year, 2023. Time sure flies, don't it? Just knocked down. Oh yeah. Even with some old 40 grit, this stuff still works. I want to say I've learned a tremendous amount by doing this project here, visualizing the end result and how I want this thing to be. To be honest with you, when I first got this truck, I didn't even think I would get to this point. I was mostly going to just buy it to fix all the mechanical issues, you know, give it a good tune-up and see here, yeah, give it a good tune-up and let it, and then buy it, ride it, and then flip it. But the truck's grown on me, so I'm just gonna keep doing some body work on it, and perhaps if I get a reasonable offer of some sort, you know, I'll probably let it go. You know, money does talk, and I'm not necessarily a collector of anything. But for a four-wheel drive manual shift truck, I couldn't beat it. And the four-wheel drive actually works. I should have switched to this rubber block of a fresh grip paper a long time ago. Don't ask me what I was thinking. I wasn't. So anyway, so the point is, that's why I'm keeping it, because it works good as a truck. Who cares if it's 25 years old? Heck, it could be older than some of you viewers out there. Older than most of my nieces and nephews. Anyway, but it works good as a truck. I was talking with a good family member of mine, and to protect the innocent, I won't say names. You know, he bought himself a newer vehicle, And I'm happy for him. You know, it was a trade up for him, and he works hard for his money. And you know what? If he wants a newer vehicle, he deserves it. For me though, I'm just not really into the newer stuff. You know, but to each his own, right? So the point I make about a family member buying a new vehicle is, his is newer than mine, and I hope it lasts 25 years, or at least another 15 years, according to his age on it, and he gets his money's worth out of it. You know? But with all things being said and done, I just soon keep the old stuff. It's easy to work on. It hasn't seemed to be federally mandated yet by the federal government that we can't use these internal combustion engines. So I just assume keep them. Oops. Sorry guys, you sitting here working here and you might have got some dust on the camera. I don't know how much you might have caught on that. My apologies. So, with all that being said, I'm not trying to keep up with no Joneses. That's an old expression, keeping up with the Jonesies. I'm just keeping up with myself barely. You know, working with my hands and going out there and putting food on the table, paying the bills, making it through this world, living in faith with my family, my Lord and Savior here, till that day comes when I be his chariot driver and chief mechanic in the reigns of heaven. But that's just me. I'm just speaking for myself. You believe what you want. But anyway, you know, so I drive old trucks and old cars. You might have seen on one of my old videos, I got a 1998 Toyota Corolla. It's a 1998 Toyota Corolla high mileage video. I think that when I filmed that thing had 276,000 miles on it or something. It was several years ago I filmed that thing. I wanted to see, you know, if it would make it. And my significant told me the vehicle just turned 298,000 miles. It's a 1998, same as this thing. So I'm gonna have to make a video when that thing turns 300,000 or something. So, and I bought that Toyota Corolla with 26,000 miles on it, new to me, and I've maintained it with these two hands since then. I bought it in 2003, I think. It was a one-owner trade-in from the dealership. But like everything being said, right? I'm not trying to prove anything other than that. I guess I'm a little frugal, and I guess I spend my money in other places. That's the best way of saying it. I give away money I can, invest what I can, tithe what I can, and save what I can. 40% rule, if you want to. You can steal that one from me if you want. Alrighty. So right here, these are all 40 grip straps right here. Nobody would actually look underneath here and see all this nonsense except me. But when it goes to putting timer on this thing, I will know. I'm gonna attempt to see if I can get some of the scratches out. Alright. Anyway, for all it's worth, let me show you what I got. This is why you want to wear PPE. This is what Bondo looks like on your body. Imagine if that was going in your lungs. Lordy. So, anyway, this is what it looks, guys, right now. It's probably still has that. It's a little bit straighter here, from here to here, and that's all I wanted before I eventually get this thing to primer. I'm going to come back through now and hit this panel with, I'm going to do like 220, okay? I'm going to come back with 220 and see if it'll remove some of those scratches. And I'll come down here and see if it removes all those scratches so it doesn't show up in the primer paint. And see what we got. So, that's it for now with this. Actually, there's a low spot right there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just talking to myself. Alrighty, guys. Well, you have yourself an Ablecraft day. And, well, I'm doing it. I'm sure you guys can do it a lot better. Just keep on getting your hands dirty and keep on learning. You can do it. You can do it. I'll see you in, let's see, part 3 on day 8. I'll see you on part 3. I got some time.